What's up, everybody? Welcome to Yoga with Maria. I'm Maria, and today we're practicing yoga tree or tree pose. It's a classic standing foundation pose, and most of us have seen it before, but today we're going to figure out which modification is right for you. So grab your mat, grab a blanket or a pillow from the couch or your bed. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, and let's get started. Alrighty, yogis. Find your space on the floor or your mat and let's get started. So let's find a cross-legged seat. You can just cross whichever shin is your dominant one for now. Let the hands rest on the knees. Let the eyes close. Feel the hips sinking down into the mat. Feel the crown of the head reaching up. And right away, if you notice that the pelvis is collapsing and you've got a rounding in the back and it's hard to sit up with the natural curve of the spine, go ahead and right away grab a blanket or a pillow from your bed or the couch and find something to put underneath your seat to elevate the seat. We're going to do a few more things sitting down, and it's always good to have the pelvis in the right position for sitting. Otherwise, just let the eyes close and just notice the breath. Practicing tree pose today, and it requires some balance, some focus. So just to begin to cultivate a little bit of that focus now. Finding your kind of internal center line in this easy seated posture. When we close the eyes and begin to tune in, we might notice the breath a little bit more. Breath can always be calming. Today we're working on focusing. We need focus for this posture, but manic focus or really forced focus ends up making us really rigid. And when we're rigid, it's really hard to balance. Balance, as much as it seems like you're trying to stick one position, it's actually a little bit more of a dance of there's subtle movement there that we have to adapt to and be able to respond to, and that's where the focus can be really helpful. Flutter the eyes open, and then you're just going to extend your legs long out in front of you. And then same thing here. If the pelvis feels collapsed and you're curled under, that's where you bring the blanket in. And then inhale and just hug your right knee in towards your chest. Exhale, open the knee to the side, and then just notice the foot pressing into the leg. And just take a moment, take the hands to the sides, press the foot into the leg presses back into the foot. Just feel this activation in the legs. Both legs are working and activated. And if this crease in the knee is too much, you can always take the foot down towards the calf and push in there, or even all the way to the ankle. So know that you have options. There's kind of three here. So the toes can be down by the ankle, or the arch of the foot by the ankle. You could put the arch of the foot right in the muscle of the calf, or you can pull the foot all the way up. Good, and then take the hands to the knee, pull it back into the center, and extend the leg long. We'll take the left side, hug the knee into the chest, and then open the knee to the side. Once again, decide, try to choose the same thing on each side for now, either at the inner thigh, at the calf, or at the ankle. And then take the hands to the sides by the hips and just press the foot into the leg. Leg presses back into the foot. Feel the sides of the waist grow long as you do this. So you might even have a little bit of shaking in the legs because we want this to be an active moment here. Stay with the breath. As you activate, don't hold the breath. Good, and then bring the left knee in towards the chest and extend the leg long. Good, and then catch yourself behind your knees, so bend your knees a little bit and just gently roll yourself down onto your back. Good, and then we're going to take the legs up towards the ceiling. They don't have to go all the way straight. If that's available, you can, but they can stay bent. And then take the hands behind the back. Another big thing in balance and helping us focus is using the core. Most movement comes from the core anyways, but We're just gonna bring the core online here. So take the hands behind the heads, elbows go wide. Take a look at the knees or up at the toes and breathe in. Breathe out, just lift the head and the shoulders. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. Inhale, lower. Inhale, lift. See if you can stay and hover for a moment here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Activate the legs. Fire up the legs. That'll help you lift everything up. Feet are flexed. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lift a little bit higher. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release the head down and bend the knees. Take the soles of the feet to the mat. Good. From here, extend your left arm up above your head and extend your legs long. You're just going to roll over onto your left side or whichever way you can face the camera so that you can watch this for a moment. And then bend your left arm or whichever arm is on bottom and just use that arm to hold the head up, kind of like a TV watching pose. This is a little Vishnu's couch, we call it in yoga, a variation of it at least. So stack your legs, flex your feet, and then just float your top leg just enough so that you can bend the knee and just tap the toe back behind you for a moment. Let the knee point up towards the ceiling. This other hand, the hand on top or the arm on top, you're just going to tent the hand and put it in front of the belly for a balance. So you're letting the inner edge of the leg open a little bit here. And then we're going to move the foot and place it on the inner seam of the leg. So again, you have three options. Make sure that bottom foot stays really flexed. You can take the foot all the way down towards the ankle. You can place the foot on the calf. Or you can slide the foot all the way up. You can use this top hand to catch the ankle to help you pull the foot and place it on the inner thigh. And you'll notice that you might be wiggling a little bit here. So really press down through your bottom heel. Use the belly. We just brought the belly online, so use that. And breathe. Kind of a bit of a tree pose on our side here. Good, and then gently release the foot and find stacked legs once again. We're going to release this bottom hand as well. You're going to roll onto your back, and then we're just going to take the other side. So the right arm or the opposite arm reaches up and overhead, and then roll to this side. Flex the feet. So you're stacking yourself kind of right on the edge of your body. Good, and then the top hand comes in front of the belly, and lift the head, bend this bottom elbow, and just give yourself a head rest here. Float your top leg. Yeah, you've got to use the belly. You'll notice you're wiggling a little bit here. So it's okay to let yourself move. And then bend the knee and just tap the toe behind the back for a moment. Or behind the back leg, or the extended leg. Just let the knee go up towards the ceiling. You can even let the knee fall back a little bit as long as you don't fall back onto your back. Good, and then we're going to move the leg and place the sole of the foot on the leg. Again, you can go all the way down to the ankle. And then you might do that because of tightness in the hips. The calf, for me, seems the most kind of natural or the least amount of strain. Or you can pull the foot all the way up, catch the ankle, and place the sole of the foot on the inner thigh. And this will create the most probably resistance or toughness balancing on the side of our body here. And then see if you can allow the little movements to happen while responding to them. So really pressing through the right heel, flexing the foot, keeping that bottom leg engaged, using the belly so that you can be fluid, but also find stability. And then release this leg and then roll onto your backs. We're just going to bend the knees and let the knees fall to one side. You can just stay on the side that you were and do that. And we're just going to come up and find hands and knees. So stack the shoulders over the wrist, the hips come over the knees, and come to downward facing dog. So take the hands about a handprint forward. and lift the hips up. Pedal out the feet right away here. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we'll roll to plank pose and lower all the way to your belly. Untuck the toes. Breathe in, lift the head, the chest, lift the feet as well, and float the hands. And just notice here if you're pulling up more with one side of the back than the other. So I like to kind of do this little, I don't even know what you would call this, it's just a little turn to each side to notice. I usually hold a little bit more on my right side. So notice if you do that too. And then you can even it out a little bit. And lower everything to the mat. Press through hands and knees. And find downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. And then walk the hands about halfway back. Separate the feet wide. And we're going to bend the knees a few times. Deep bends in the knees. Do about 3 knee bends here, yeah. And then step the feet hip width distance and walk the feet forward to meet the hands. From here, take a half lift, look forward. Exhale, hands come to the waist. Breathe in, lift yourself up to stand. Exhale, hands come by the sides, find Tadasana. I'm going to face you. We're gonna try tree pose here. So, hands come to touch in front of the heart. Or actually, let's take them to the waist to start. Feel both feet grounding down into the mat. Feel the legs engage. So your kneecaps are kind of pulling up. Press down into the big toe mounds of both feet and press the outer edges of each heel down. And you'll notice that that kind of activates your inner arch and that pulls all the way up through the inner legs into the pelvis. And if you can't feel that, don't worry either. You're just going to start to shift the weight onto your left foot. And then lift your right heel. That's it for now. And then just turn the knee to the side. So we're going to take this in steps. Slide your heel so that you can feel the heel touching your ankle. Yeah. Try not to let this left hip sink out to the left. So we're pressing down through the left foot, and pulling up through the left leg to keep the hips as even and neutral as we can. Yeah, so you might stay here and maybe you play with taking the hands in front of the heart center. You can take the arms to the side or up. But for now, keep the hands pressed at heart center. We're going to try to slide the foot up a little bit higher. So some of us might be able to pick the foot up and place the sole of the foot on the calf muscle. Keep letting the knee move to the side. Yeah, good. You're using the leg to pull that foot up. And then you can feel, press the foot into the leg, press the leg back into the foot. And then our last variation here, we're going to slide the foot even higher. We might need some help. This right hand can reach down and catch the ankle and pull the foot as high as you can up on your thigh, your inner thigh. Again, gather the hands at the heart center. One watch out here, you just want to make sure that you're not pressing the foot to right on the knee. That's a place that feels kind of natural for some people to pick up their leg on their own and place it. But when we press against the knee joint only goes forward and back like when you walk. If you press too much in the opposite way, that's really bad for the joint. So make sure you're either on the thigh or the calf. So on bones, not joints. And then even if you have your foot up here, press the foot into the leg into the foot. Allow for a little bit of that movement. You can feel the foot on the ground underneath you wiggling a little bit. This has been a lot of balance so far. Find a non-moving spot for your gaze. So just pick something. It'll help balance. If you're feeling really, really wiggly here, pick something on the floor in front of you. It helps to look down, especially because the ground is usually not moving at all. So you can choose something in front of you on the ground. It can be as simple as a speck in the grain, a grain on the wood floor, or like a speck on the carpet. But just focus your gaze at it, really kind of stare at it. We call it dristi in yoga. A focused gaze, But try to keep the eyes soft as you do that. So there's no strain or like intensity in the eyes. It's a soft gaze, but it is focused. And then you can start to play with the hands. They can reach out to the sides or up. Another option here, if you're feeling really unstable or wobbly, is you can take your hand to a wall. So we'll try that on the other side. And then if the hands are up, bring them back to the heart center. And you'll just carry the knee forward and release the foot down onto the mat. Let's shake that out for a second. That was a lot of standing on the left leg. Yeah, we're going to take the other side now. So again, feel both feet grounding down. Feel both legs coming online. Press your right foot down. Really feel the right big toe mound press. The outer right heel presses, and you can feel the inner arch of that foot kind of pull up. And that creates really nice stability. We can pull energy almost from the earth to hold us up. Lift your left heel. So you're just kind of popping the knee. And then turn the knee to the side. Slide the toe in until you can feel the heel against your right ankle. Good. Hands come to the waist. That'll help us notice the belly. Start to engage the belly. And then you can stay here or slide the foot to your calf muscle. And then once again, I want to show you, I'm going to use my window, but you can use any wall. If you're near a wall, just take the hand of the standing leg out to a wall, and you can bring the foot to any of these heights. So I've got mine here at the calf. Good, and then if you want to slide the foot up even higher, you can take that left hand down and catch the ankle and pull the foot as high as you can on the inner thigh. Yeah, hands come back to the waist. Press the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Resist the urge to let this right hip sink out. Press down through the foot and pull up through the leg. Lengthen the sides of the waist and then press the hands together. Foot presses to leg, leg presses to foot. And then maybe the arms reach up and overhead. Yeah, find your non-moving spot with the gaze. It can be helpful to do that before you lift the hands up. Because adding the hands overhead adds like another level of complexity. Pull the hands back through heart center. Carry the knee forward and then release the foot down. Such nice work. So from here, we're going to just separate the feet. Take the feet pretty wide. Hands come to the waist. Just bend the knees and fold over the legs. We're just going to catch opposite elbows. Let the head hang heavy. Keep a nice big generous bend in the knee, just taking a little ragdoll here. A wide leg ragdoll, letting this go. And then take the hands to the mat. Bend one knee, bring yourself to a comfortable seat. We'll start how we began. This time, put your non-dominant shin in front. For me, it's my left. It might be left for you too. Take the hands to the lap. Feel the seat grounding down. The crown of the head reaches up. Eyes close. Come back to your breath. Notice how you feel. Notice your breath. Notice even your state of mind. What does it feel like after spending a few minutes there, really focusing the mind and the body together? Gather the hands in front of your heart or your heart center and put a little tuck in the chin. Thanks for joining today. Namaste. Tree pose is the foundation of most standing, balancing postures in a yoga practice. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit more, I recommend checking out my Eagle Pose Flow right here on my YouTube channel. So give it a try and let me know how it goes.